I want to thank Jeff the Painter 66 for sending this in. This is from the Howard Stern Show. Benji was an intern in 1998. And Benji's an intern on the Howard Stern Show at this time. He later got hired on and actually was in the studio. Not anymore, but for a long time, he actually had a spot in the studio with a microphone, something that John was never able to accomplish. And I thought this was really funny because Benji Bronk is in there talking to Howard, and he's talking about this thing that happened the day before. And Howard goes, well, why don't you ask your boss what you should do? Do you know who your boss is?
Who is your superior?
I don't know, actually.
Your immediate
You don't know who your superior is?
Well, it's kind of unclear. John says he is.
No. Who is your superior?
In a way, Gary is.
Gary, why doesn't Benji know that he works for you?
No,
What, is it that unclear?
John says he is. Now, what I know about John and the Howard Stern Show is that he loved bossing around the interns. He thought that he was the king of the interns and he could tell them all what to do. So it's funny that Benji goes, oh, John says he is. I don't know who it is. And that gets Howard going, oh, there's no fucking way in hell Stuttering John's the boss of anyone.
Benji, look at me. You're more important on the show than John. Okay? You do more work for me.
Right.
John's a screw up. You don't work for John. No one here works for John.
I was sort of teasing about that. No, I know Gary's my
John
superior.
should get your lunch every day.
No, I know Gary's my superior, but I mean...
That's hilarious. Benji Bronk as the intern is more valuable to the show than John, who is a fuck up.
Oh my God.
It's hilarious.
Also an intern.
The potato that John had to bake is actually John's superior.
Yes. Yeah, you work for the potato, John. The potato doesn't work for you. So this is, John has to run into the studio and say, you're lying. I don't say that you work for me or anything like that.
Why does everyone think they work for you, John?
I never said I was his superior. You're lying. He's trying to get me in trouble. I never said I was his superior. Ever.
So why do every intern thinks so?
I think Benji's pretty clear that I'm his boss.
Yeah.
He's lying. I never said that. I never said that. Everyone's always lying. Everyone, they're all trying to get John in trouble. Same old shit, even back in 1998. And this is a very interesting clip for a lot of reasons.
I can't believe that after 10 years
Come on.
of busting my ass and being out to 3 in the morning.
Sorry.
For you, that
You have no
all you can
common
think about
sense.
is Benji's more valuable to you.
He is. You have no common sense.
You know, it's just...
You ever read Benji's notes?
Yeah, see, and a lot of things I wrote you've used too.
Written.
That's already interesting. Already interesting. A lot of things I wrote you've used written. So Howard's correcting his grammar. That's something that's going to come up in John's life in the future. I don't like what you said, so I'm going to correct your grammar.
He's a sponge. He's
No.
spongy.
Written.
It's just amazing to me that you can say something like that either to...
Benji tries harder than you.
You know, Howard...
You don't put that many hours in.
You know, I used to... You know,
Eye of the tiger.
Again, every accomplishment is in the past.
Yep.
But Howard, but remember when I cared about the recorder, second grade? That's hilarious. And that's a real thing Howard said right there. He's like, no, he tries harder than you. Yeah. And this is all because Benji was at the studio working the night before, and that's why some incident happened they're talking to him about. But that's like Benji's a go-getter at this point in his career.
Eye of the tiger.
it's just amazing to me.
Eye of the tiger. I don't even see you doing any interviews.
Yeah, I do.
I don't see it.
I haven't
Where
got any
is
good
it?
stuff, but I've been there.
I see Marianne the intern.
You know, it's just amazing that you could
Whatever.
something like that.
Whatever. I don't see you doing that much.
Okay.
I think you come in and answer the phone.
Okay.
What else do you do?
I write things.
When? I never get anything from you.
Well, I sent you so much stuff. You
I don't use it.
Yeah, you just used something that was my idea.
What?
The green room Florida guy was mine.
Oh, okay. Brilliant.
So it's John says, I write stuff for you. Howard goes, I don't read it. I don't use it. He goes, no, you did. You used that thing, the farter guy. It's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got me.
All right, that's great stuff. And the reason why this is so interesting is because in the episode that we just listened to, I have one more clip that I want to go back to.
Stern was more of a performance job for me. Yes, I wrote a lot of jokes for Howard, but it was more, and the cool thing about those kind of jokes is you're writing them within 5 seconds of when he says something. So you're really, it's like we would, what they call Jackie, like the flying joke writer. That's how it was. I mean, you're like flying on the edge of your seat, and you are just boom, 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 and I'd be writing jokes and putting it up to Howard.
So in the moment, he couldn't remember one joke that he had written that Howard said. He just had a premise or something that they used. But now in the future, he goes back and he says, oh yeah, I mean, when I wrote for Howard, it was so different. I'm just flying, writing all these jokes off the cuff and just sending them to Howard and he's saying my jokes. And it was crazy. He's like, no, I just heard Howard in 1998 saying that he doesn't read anything that you write to him. You don't contribute at all.
He can't even fit his own jokes into his own show properly.
Right. That's why it's hard to believe, because we listen to him try to be funny on his show, and it never happens.
Right. A show where he could edit.
Could.
He could.
He could write something beforehand.
He has free reign.
Yep.
He is unchecked.
Mm-hmm.
There's not even super chats coming in at
Right.
this point. It's just, what is it?
Twitter
Tweets?
questions, yeah. The Twidiots.
So, yeah, he has every opportunity to be funny all the time.
Yep.
Can't do it.
Yeah, there was one other thing. I wish I would have clipped it now, but I got kind of bogged down in the muck. But he was talking about how when he worked for The Tonight Show, we had to edit our stuff and our clips and stuff for the show. And I'm like, he doesn't know how to do that.
No, he doesn't. He told someone else to do it. When John says he did something, it means he told someone else to do something. And that's going to come up here in this next clip I'm playing. But we talk about how John can't write jokes. Gary gets in a pretty funny joke here. Gary Dell'Abate, the producer of the show, is not supposed to be funny. Gets in a pretty good joke because John just said, what have you written? Howard's like, what have you written that I've read? And he goes, well, the fart in the green room guy. And then Gary has this.
What's your idea for the next 10 years?
Yeah, you know what? Go back.
One idea.
Yeah, it's plenty I have.
That's brilliant right there.
That's a between
great,
two
John.
ferns joke.
Great, John. What are you going to do for the next 10 years of your
love
career
it.
here?
What's your idea for the next 10 years?
Yeah, you know what? Go back.
One idea.
Yeah, it's plenty I haven't. Just
You're not part of this group.
Go eat some shrimp.
It's
Benji
amazing
is.
that you could.
There's an inner circle.
Work.
You're not Benji's boss. Sorry.
I never saw.
That's really interesting. He goes, you're not part of this group. Benji is. Benji's an intern, and he's already contributing to the writers. John is not.
You're not part of this group.
It's
Benji
amazing
is.
that you could.
There's an inner circle.
Work.
You're not Benji's boss. Sorry.
I never said I was Benji's boss.
All right.
He did steal that puppet.
That was good. That was
No,
good.
it's just
That was like 10 years ago.
you could be here and do so much.
Show John the flow chart, Jackie, of the show. Here's you and there's us. You see?
I don't mind that, Howard, but I just hate when you say stuff like,
You're like an
I've never
electron
done
that
anything for the
escaped
show.
the
It's
atom.
ridiculous.
No, you've done stuff for the show. You wouldn't be here if you didn't.
Yeah.
But Benji's 10 times more valuable.
I'll give you like John does give me orders, and I think he has, in a way. I know he's not my superior, but I can understand that in certain ways he is.
John's king of the interns.
No, John has been here longer than you. Doesn't mean he's more valuable.
Howard, if there's something that, if Gary's not around, there's something that needs to be done, I'll tell Benji to do it if there's nobody else around.
All right, good.
Why don't you just do it?
Right. That's the thing. John can't do anything. So if Gary's not around, something needs to get done, he tells Benji to do it. And it's the same thing with The Tonight Show, I'm sure, where he's like, yeah, we had to edit our bits. No, you told someone else to do it because it needed to get done. How funny is that back and forth right there?
Hearing that, I almost felt bad for him because
Yeah.
that's like a dagger in his heart to hear you're not part of the group.
Well, good.
Good, yes. Like fucking hear it and understand it and learn it.
98, he's already been there for years.
10 years.
And he still is going to try and challenge Howard on the air, and it doesn't sound like a bit at all.
No, he was upset that Benji's going,
Yeah, you could hear him in the
bossing me
background.
around. Yeah. And the idea that John now in 2024 is running around saying, I was a writer for the Howard Stern show. I was so valuable over there. When he was the call screener. He was the stunt boy and the call screener for the Howard Stern show. Both amazing accomplishments.
Yeah.
Leave it at that, John. You didn't write for the Howard Stern show. You didn't write bits or jokes. We all know that. Benji did. Benji was an intern that was talented enough. They gave him a job, making him a writer, and put him in the studio with Howard. That's a tough job to get right there in the studio.
It's also amazing that he lies about things that are so easily disproven.
Yeah.
Like your whole life is recorded.
Yes.
Everybody can find your lies.
Who are these podcasts? WATP.